Hi guys, back again. John Mucky and T.I. here. How are yous? I was watching a video there a couple of days ago, and it was on. This is usually about the stalking and harassing, or community policing, or community mobbing, or whatever name. I don't know exactly what they call it, whether it's the proper name for gang stalking, policing, community mobbing, community policing, whatever it is. It's still wrong anyway, no matter what to call it. But someone was saying on a video, or someone that I heard talking was saying that basically Ireland had their own Stasi, West German or East German police force at one stage, and I was thinking, how the fuck had Ireland got their own Stasi police force? Now, hands up, who knows? No, well, I'll tell you who they were. They were the Black and Tans. That's who the Stasi Irish police force was. I'll just explain a bit about the Black and Tans, right? The Black and Tans were half drunk most of the time and whole mad all of the time. It was Winston Churchill who sent the Black and Tans to Ireland to join the RIC, Irish Royal Constabulary, to reinforce the RIC here in Ireland. They came to Ireland in the 1920s. They were ex-soldiers, ex-prisoners, psychopaths, and ones that was let out of mental hospitals. They done their training in Gormanstown in County Meath. And why they were called the Black and Tans was that their uniform was made out of half soldier's uniform and half policeman's uniform. So that's how they got the name Black and Tan, the two different colours. Their commanding officer told them that if they shot anyone by mistake, they would be not prosecuted. They wouldn't be prosecuted. Anybody with their hands in their pockets approaching a checkpoint could be shot without questioning. So basically, they could shoot whoever they wanted and there was no questions asked. They could do whatever they want and did do whatever they want without being questioned. They robbed, they stole, they burnt, they raped, they pillaged. They done whatever it was, whatever you could think of evil and bad things to do, they done it. And the best part of it is that every 1 in 5 Black and Tans, it was an Irishman that was in it. So then I thought about that, about the Stasi police and then the Black and Tans. Well, they matched down to a T. Except that the Stasi police were doing it in a psychological manner. But it was a type of murder the Stasi was doing as well. But the Tans over here was just blatant out and out shooting people and killing people and raping people, putting people out of their houses, burning their houses, complete and utter carnage. They were scum of the British. That's what they were. Scum of the fucking British. What has changed from the time the black and tans were here and doing that till the present day? Anybody know? No. Absolutely fucking nothing has changed. Nothing. The only thing that has changed is that they're not walking around with a gun now. They're walking around with a pen and paper, taking notes, surveilling you 24/7 by local communities, shopkeepers, pub keepers, owners, people in general around the thing. I am been stalked and harassed 24/7 and surveilled 24/7. I can't go out onto the road unless I'm hassled, vehicle harassed. I can't go into a shop unless I'm hassled. I can't go anywhere unless I am hassled. It's all psychological warfare at the minute, in the present day. But if you look at it from the 1920s to now, what has changed? Nothing. Take the houses off the people, throw them out on the street. There's thousands of Irish people living on the streets here. I was looking at something else there the other day. It was about housing. It wasn't about a housing, it was about a hotel that was laying derelict overlooking the sea, I think, below in Donegal. I forget which part of it is. 32-room hotel, reception area, waiting area, showers, bathrooms, the whole works, bars, kitchens, the whole shebang is there. Laying empty, derelict. Not, it's derelict and it's waste. There's mould in it and there's stuff like that there. Actually, Georgie Best used to come and stay in it. But I wouldn't say it's wrecked or anything like that. I'd say there's a bit of mould in it. Basically, if you went round Ireland or every county in Ireland or whatever it is and asked 5 men, would they be interested in, were they staying anywhere or had the accommodation or had they anywhere to live, they might say no. Right, say the homeless. If you went round the country asking homeless people, would they give you a hand to come and do up a hotel? There is plenty of people, homeless people out there, carpenters, painters, craftsmen, you name it, that can do umpteen things, and ask them to go down there to that hotel and help fix it up free of charge, with, at the end of it, being given a room to stay in or whatever, or being given the run, not saying the run of the hotel, but bathrooms, facilities, bedrooms and sitting room or stuff like that there. You would have no qualms in getting free labour in this country to do that hotel up. And it can house 32, I'm sure it can house more. It looks a big hotel to me. And it can house 32 or how many people. There's a lot more people it'll house than here. You'd have no problem. What would you need? A bit of paint and a few carpet cleaners and stuff like that. Nothing major. Labour is the biggest cost in this country anyway. But like that is one situation that's happening in this country. The places like that just left derelict, run down. People out there willing to give a fiver, a tenner or €20 towards the likes of a bit of paint or a bit of wallpaper or fixing a toilet or whatever or something like that there, with the outcome of getting accommodation. You would have no problem in getting that there. Why isn't this going on? Why isn't this happening? Or what is going on or what's wrong in society at the minute? But in society at the minute, they'd rather go around and they'd rather stalk me, maybe 20, 30 cars, maybe 50 cars a day, drive up behind you, swap another car, pull in behind you, someone else dog, change another car behind you, another car, meet you with 2 cars, 3 cars. You know, if it's not that, it's Chinese. If it's not that, it's Pakistanis. If it's not that, it's your foreigners or whatever you call them. Hundreds of people every day stalking and harassing me. Now, what is the difference? Can anybody tell me in the black and tan times in the 1920s to the present day? There is absolutely no fucking difference. Only in the present day is that it was out and out warfare in the 1920s with the rebellion and all the rest of it. But it's psychological now. They haven't got a gun in their hand all the time. They have a pen in the hand, slowly destroying you, taking your money off you, invading your property. I got stuff stolen there a couple of weeks ago. I'm been psychologically harassed every day. And all that. I have another video to do on the harassment or policing or local policing or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But basically what I was just trying to figure out or say is that if anybody can explain to me the difference in the 1920s with the black and tans running the country or destroying the country, and to the ones nowadays that's psychologically killing people, what the difference is in then. The Irish have toned, the society now has toned. They have toned from the 1920s to this here now, from black and tans into Irish tans. And the same with the foreigners. Foreign tans. There's no difference. There was no difference, not one bit of difference in the 1920s and now. When Winston Churchill sent over the black and tans to join the Irish constabulary above in thing above in Meath, they were trained above in Meath. There's absolutely no difference whatsoever in the 1920s and now. All that's happening now is that they're not walking around with guns. And basically, when I heard who was the Stasi crowd in Ireland years ago, yeah, definitely the black and tans and the Stasis in 45 or whatever it was. But there's a nice big fat boy for you now, Winston Churchill, sending all his loyal, mentally jailed fucking handicaps over here to burn and pillage. And the commanding officer of the towns told them that if they shot anybody and it was a mistake, that there was nobody going to be prosecuted over it. Yeah, and there's hundreds of people in this country now jailed at the minute over fuck all, nothing. Set-ups that have been set up and they have been jailed through no fault of their own, only that they want rid of them out of the way. That's just basically it, guys. There's nothing changed here from the 20s until now. It's just that the black and tans is not here now. It's the Irish tans and the foreign tans that's here now. That's all it is. The exact same thing. Rape and fucking pillage and murder and fucking drive people to suicide and fucking destroy them money-wise, take the money-wise off them, put them out in the round, take all their property. It's happening today. They done it in the 20s and they're doing it today as well. No fucking difference. Well, I hope yous are fucking proud of yourselves. And by the way, I'm not joining any fucking black and tans or any fucking Irish tans or whatever the fuck you call them up here. But it's psychological warfare to use on people now. It's not It's not. They actually used it. They actually used it on Bobby Sands' psychological warfare. They used it on the next door neighbour. Used it on Bobby Sands' mother and the family there. So they got the same treatment at one stage, you know. But like it's when all the suicides in this country, they all should have to be reopened up and investigated and looked at. Because the simple reason is that you don't wake up one morning and say, I'm going to fucking commit suicide or kill myself. There has to be a build up to it, or there has to be some sort of a build up to it. It does. It's not just off the top of your head that you do it, wake up some morning and say, I'm going to do it, you know. There has to be a build up to it. You have to be put under some sort of pressure or stress or whatever. Like if you're put under stress is a killer. Stress. Like it was the likes of me when my stalking started. I went out onto the roads and it started with the cars swerving at me. Well, that's stress. That starts off as stress, and then it starts off as worry. Then you start worrying, and then you get it's to keep it up and to keep it going and to keep it going, and then you develop anxiety, and anxiety can lead into anything basically, like health anxiety, social anxiety. You know, there's different variations of anxiety, you know. Yeah, then you could be paranoid, and then there's other mental health situations and that as well. That's just for you being put under stress. Like that's the outcome of your nervous system is put under stress, you know, and they just want to break you down bit by bit. It's what stress does to you is stress and depression and all that raises your blood sugars and that, and then your body releases insulin to combat the sugar. Sugar is bad for you in your bloodstream, you know. But when you're stressed and stuff like that, there, your blood sugars go high and your stress levels is high and stuff like that there, and it's just that your adrenals have to or your I think it's your gallbladder that releases the insulin, you know. But it's just a slow form of killing you. That's if you don't commit suicide within that time, or you're mentally locked up, or you kill someone or something like that, some situation like that there. But the stress is a form of rust that just deteriorates your organs, like, you know. That's when you're put under stress the whole time. It slowly deteriorates you, you know. And then if you smoke and you drink, and if you smoke and you drink, that adds to your bad health as well. And then what I get is people standing in front of me eating bananas. Bananas is bad for you. Bananas is bad for your kidneys. There's too much potassium in them. And it's the same with the cigarettes. You'll get the one standing in front of you and they can't blow big whiffs of smoke enough, and it's not that, it's the vaping. And if it's not the vaping, it's the eating in front of you, and the big people standing in front of you and walking in front of you and all this carry on and all this, and trying to project all this shit onto you, you know. And if you're fucking straight, they want you to be gay, and if you're gay, they want you to be straight. Like, how in the name of Jesus can you win at this? And well, with my stalking, it's about 90%. It's 90% women that's involved in my stalking, you know. It's the same. You go out onto the road, you're harassed. You go into the shop, you're harassed. You go anywhere, you're harassed. If it's not, you know what I'm on about. The sneezing, the coughing, the trolleys, the pulling out in front of you, the black and white cars, the red cars,